and welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. I want to take a minute to welcome my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you so much for your beautiful comments below. Your support of each other, especially in the comments section. I always love seeing you guys support each other, and that was the goal of this channel, is to bring everyone together who are like-minded, who are looking for answers. So if you have just subscribed, we want to welcome you. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you so much for being here, for your presence. And please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. I do offer a chance to win a free tarot reading for my subscribers and the people who comment below my videos as a thank you. So be sure to drop your comment. Be sure to hit your notification bell as well, so that if you're chosen, I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. I also wanted to take a moment to warn you about some spam content in my comment section. People posing as the Tarot Cottage, offering and soliciting readings through a WhatsApp number, through cell phone numbers. Please keep yourself protected. That is not an affiliation with the Tarot Cottage at all, and this is someone trying to take advantage, so please protect yourself. But for today's pick a card reading, we are looking at the person on your mind today and what thoughts go through their mind when they see you. So if you're not in contact with this person, we're going to see what thoughts go through their mind when they think about you. But if you are in contact with them in some way, what is going through their mind when they see you, when they think about you, what thoughts are floating through their mind about you and this connection. We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have the Modern Witch Tarot with the green malachite for pile number 1. We have the Sante Morte Book of the Dead Tarot here with the red carnelian palm. And we have the Muse Tarot, I believe it's called, with the piece of refined coal. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit today. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, we're looking at the person on your mind and what thoughts go through their mind when they see you, what thoughts go through their mind when they think about you. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the green malachite, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, what goes through their mind when they see you? If you're not in contact, we're going to look into what goes through their mind when they think about you. But let's take a look here at the context of this connection to start. What does this person think about? What goes through their mind when they think about or see pile number 1, please? So we have the 9 of Pentacles. I do feel like they see you. I feel like they see you because you're like this carrot. It's like a temptation, something that's dangled in front of them that keeps them motivated, perhaps. They may see you in the work realm. So take that as it resonates to your situation. We have the Chariot. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. We have the Judgment with the Justice. There could be a Libra energy here. We also have Cancer very strong. And we have the Temperance. Back of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles. To be honest, when they see you, a lot of the thoughts that cross through their mind is in reference to how you're feeling about them. They're very confused with how you feel. In fact, they feel like sometimes you're a little standoffish with them, or you just don't give off a vibe to them or to their perspective that would indicate a welcoming feeling or that you have any sort of interest in them. And so they get confused. They get pulled into different directions because they find you really attractive, and they focus upon you. So if they know you from the work realm, you're distracting them in the work realm. And there's heavy masks. I feel like both of you are wearing heavy masks, which is why they can't potentially get a read from you about how you're feeling, because they can't tell. They can't tell if you like them. So if you think that you're being flirtatious, they can't tell. We have the 8 of Wands here as well, and I'm going to clarify this with a different deck as we go forward. Now the 6 of Pentacles here again could be a work connection with this connection today, and there you can see the glasses here. The glasses are a symbol of somebody who's watching you. There's also an aspect of them wearing physical masks around you. And I feel like you guys are both wearing masks around each other. There's communication that happens here. And when they communicate with you, there's like this pressure to say more. There's this pressure to continue the communication. There's this pressure underneath the surface for them to react and take some sort of action towards you. Because look at here, if they're on sort of teetering on the edge of what to do, here in the 8 of Wands, they are charging forward on their cycle. Because this person has a lot of like attraction for you. They're thirsty for you, Spirit just says. We have the 9 of Wands. I feel like this person has been having, it's almost like a crush situation. Like they've been crushing on you for a really long time, or for longer than they feel comfortable. But they feel like it's a risk. There's a risk involved in saying something to you. Perhaps because they can't get a read on you and they don't know if they're going to be rejected in some way. Sometimes that Queen of Swords can be deliberately cruel if she's in the reverse position. And so there's this aspect about them being really passive because they don't know how you feel. Being very passive because they don't know what the consequences will be to taking a risk or leap towards you. If you are working together, I feel like you are closely together perhaps. But I will say that thoughts about you are their constant companion in that environment. We have the Page of Wands. And this Judgment with the Justice energy. The Judgment is them feeling vulnerable about wanting to clear the air between the two of you, but knowing that that's the next crucial step to create any sort of opportunity, because they would love to have an opportunity to explore this connection. I feel like the Justice energy is referencing the environment they know you from, the positions that the two of you have entered into willingly. But it's also this doorway. And so now they're considering the cause and effect of entering in that doorway. This Page of Wands is he's really focused and examining the leaves on that staff. And so they don't want things to maintain the way that they are here, but it's going to require masks being worn. And I feel like they're being passive on purpose because they're afraid. It's like they're on the fence. They know that they want to say something to you. They know that they want to take some sort of action towards you. But they feel like they're going to wait. They're going to pick the perfect moment. Here is the High Priestess. Back of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. And there's the Three of Swords here. Now, for someone watching, there could be third party here indicated by the Chariot, about them being pulled in different directions. That's not for everyone. But for the time being, with this Three of Swords, this is a lot of disappointment in the present. Because they can't, their thoughts whirl when it comes to you. When they see you in their environment, it just inspires action. They want to take action. They want to take their masks off, but they feel like they can't for now. They feel like they just can't, perhaps because they can't take a read on you, or they don't want to create havoc for you, but they are intimidated by this Queen of Swords in the present. What goes through their minds when they see, whoops. We have April being significant, so that could be a name, so take that as it resonates, but it's also an aspect of Aries, maybe moving into Taurus energy. What goes through their mind, please, when they see pile number 1? We have here broken ring, parting of ways in either romance or business. I, psychic ability and trusting your intuition, and warning you of a problem either now or in the future. And so there is this feeling about risk involved with taking some sort of action towards you. This person may not have the ability to commit, or perhaps they feel like you don't have the ability to commit, and they don't want to create any brokenness in any attachments or investments that you or they have made at this time. We have here Vine, seeking out information that will help you. And if there are no practical attachments here, they're just feeling out the situation to figure out how you feel when they're in the room, how you feel about them, because they can't read you. And so they may be asking other people about you, or just, again, biding their time until they feel like it's a perfect opportunity to enter into the situation and express how they truly feel. Back of the deck says, Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And ultimately, this person has intentions on saying something or doing something about this connection. They can't right this moment, or they feel like they shouldn't in the present moment, but they have intentions of doing something when it comes to this connection. Eventually. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity. We have here the Dragonfly. It says, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapting, changing, healing. And the Dragonfly is somebody who is hoping for success. They're usually hungry for that success. And they are hoping that eventually things will shift. The tides will change in their favor when it comes to this connection. They could be planning on taking action around springtime, which is why the April energy came out in the first place. We also have here wedding rings. The situation is involving marriage. So if this person is attached or you're attached, that is on their mind as well. When they see you, that crosses their mind that you are this carrot that's being dangled that they cannot have. And that's frustrating because they feel like they have to wear masks in their environment. This environment that perhaps doesn't fulfill them, that there are commitments within. And back of the deck says abundance. It says keeping a positive mindset, manifesting exactly what you want with gratitude and bliss. And ultimately, regardless of what the conditions may be, whether it's just their fear and they're just intimidated by you, or whether there's an actual practical person, situation in place, this person has intentions. They don't intend on putting down these wands towards you at this time or any time. I feel like they want to take advantage of the situation or the attraction eventually. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 1, please? They just want to make you jealous. And I feel like you make them jealous. So it's like they want to give you a dose of their own medicine. But there's this aspect about, being intentionally, they wonder if you are intentionally hold back to make them jealous at times. Do you believe in magic? The Magician. Wanting to manifest you. I feel like there is definitely connection here. I feel like there's communication that goes on between the two of you. But they worry that if they follow you, they could lose a lot of practical things. This feels hopeless. But that's just a perspective. It's not a hopeless situation. It may feel hopeless in the present. They can't commit to movement right this moment. But I would do anything for you. But I am scared to face you. Back of the deck says, this is all I have to give. This Page of Wands is the desire to explore. It's like they can't commit, or they aren't in the position to commit to you right this moment, but they would love to explore this connection. That is the Page of Wands. They do feel like they have to keep this a secret for the time being about how they truly feel about you. Sorry about my squeaky chair. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 1, please? My attraction to you is more than physical. But it is physical. There's a lot of fire here. I'm so frustrated with myself and the situation, and that is the 9 of Wands. Them holding on to the connection, holding on to the attraction, almost to a point of exhaustion. Because I desperately want to feed my curiosity when it comes to you. They want to seek out information about you. They want to get to know you. You are like a breath of fresh air. So if they're experiencing stagnation in their personal life, or even even if just a frustrating experience, you have come in and to sort of give them something to aim for. It says waiting for your call, seeing if you're going to take some sort of action towards them, waiting to see if you feel the same way. Then we have here, I'm curious about you. I'm curious about what you're up to, curious about you in general. Back of the deck says, could you forgive me? And so there's this aspect of them feeling perhaps a little bit guilty about their feelings for you. So again, I'm dealing with collective energy. So I have multiple energies that are floating in throughout this reading. Part of this energy is somebody who's just afraid of rejection. But another aspect for someone else, I feel like there are attachments here. So please take that as it resonates. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 1, please? Like attracts like. It says, if you long for more love, be more loving. Number 2. So this is someone who thinks that the two of you look really, really good together. And there's this feeling of attachment or attraction that defies a little bit of logic too. We have here, turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. Number 36. And back of the deck is practice compassion. See things from a new perspective. And that's the thing, is that they're hoping, they feel a coldness coming in from the Divine Feminine with that Queen of Swords reversed. They're trying to get a read off of her. They're trying to figure out how you feel. If you're the air element here, they're trying to figure out how you feel about them as well, which could help give them the confidence to take action sooner rather than later, because they do have intentions towards taking actions towards you. Just not right away, unfortunately. We have harmony, power, self-confidence, and productivity. And that could be what is kind of stalling up the works here. Is their self-confidence is lacking. makes them feel vulnerable to come towards you, and they are letting fear get in the way. Enchanted forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. And this moon is suppressing the growth of what could be. It's like they're allowing their fantasies to run rampant about you, but they're allowing their fear to suppress any further growth here. Back of the deck says purification through water, emotional cleansing, and rejuvenation. And this is someone who wants an emotional new fresh start, and their higher self may be pushing them to take some sort of leap of faith now, but they keep delaying, they keep denying it to themselves. I'm going to pull some of these black cards as well. You really are the best thing that has ever happened to me. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 1, please? Even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. It says, I'm going to take action, but I'm planning my approach. It came in reverse because I feel like there is a long sense of delay coming in with that plan. It's like they don't see themselves putting down this attraction for you. Just know I'm obsessed with you. And don't focus on who wants me, I want you. So regardless of complications, third party, that doesn't seem to phase this person's attraction at all because they have plans, apparently. I am severing ties with a karmic partner, which is why they perhaps are needing that delay before they take action towards you, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What was the very last thought that pile 1's person had about them the last time that they saw them? In the bowl, please. In the bowl, we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed, the 10 of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. The last thought they had was about saying something to you about how they feel, bringing something to light, but they were struggling with this feeling of insecurity and not feeling like perhaps they would be supported. First of all, the 3 of Pentacles are reversed, which is talking about perhaps their feeling of lack of support coming from you, or perhaps a foundation that requires attention before they can access the clarity that they want to bring in for you. They just are really focusing and thinking about the obstacles between bridging this gap between where you guys are now and where they want to be with you. In the bowl, we have the 3 music notes. I do think of third party, so take that as it resonates. We have the letter H. And we do have the scissors with the red handles. I think about the 2 of Swords, and I think about empowerment that we'll gain once we make choices and commit to our decisions, commit to our pathways. Cancer energy, we also have a little chariot with a little rocking horse. Here I think of children. We have the World, unfinished business. We do have the ego attached to the dragon here, so it is this fear of the unknown that is attacking the situation, but there's also fear of consequences. And the dragon protects something. He protects his hoard. He protects what he's invested in as well. There could be work connection here or a karmic connection as well that is impeding the emotional new start in this connection. We also have the crescent moon. I think about the High Priestess, and I think about intuition that is guiding us to reveal truths. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading and for Instagram. But I hope that you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Red Carnelian Palm and to the Sainte Morte Book of the Dead Tarot, and this is your reading. What goes through your person's mind when they see you? Or if they're not seeing you at the current moment, what goes through their mind when they think about you? But let's take a look here and see what the current dynamic is in your connection. What goes through their mind when it comes to pile number 2, when they see pile 2? Page of Swords. Hermit. So I don't feel like they're in contact with you potentially, but I feel like they're watching you. So they could be watching your social media. They are spying on you, but there's an aspect of loneliness. You can see that the Hermit's laying in a coffin, holding on to this light of hope, holding on to a lifeline, and he's all bearded. It's like he's grown up. It's almost like he's in that movie Castaway where he's alone on an island. So I feel like this person can't access you in some way, or they don't speak to you regularly. They're watching you, however. So what goes through their mind when they see pile number 2? Seven of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Oh, do you know what really goes through their mind when they see you, especially if they see your online media, or if they are on, like, creeping your social media, for instance, or if they even see you from afar? Because again, I don't feel like you're in contact with this person directly, or I don't feel like you spend a lot of time with them if you do at all. But they start to go down the rabbit hole of what could have been if they had just invested, what could have been. And they're mourning this life that you should have had or something. Because I keep hearing that Dixie Chicks song that says, not a night goes by that I don't dream of wandering down the halls of the home that might have been. And that's what I feel like every time they see you. And it almost is like they're torturing themselves if they're seeking you out, because it triggers this reflection of you. And it's lonely, to be honest. It's like a lonely reflection, because it's filled with critical truths, like critical moments in these reflections. They think about moments in the past where they didn't act upon you, or when they should have taken more action towards you. And it's filled with all of these regrets. All of this process of thought is filled with regrets that they have to then heal from. And now the coffin is open. Here they am nailing the coffin shut. Here with the Ten of Pentacles, because it's like it's too late. It feels too late to have that dream be executed anymore. And then we move into the King of Cups. Now we have Virgo energy very strong here, but the King of Cups is a very emotional king. He's the most emotional king out of all of the kings in the deck. And so he's really in tune with his emotional side, and he puts a permanent lid of love. You can see he's drinking from the cup. He wants to drink from the cup that he remembers, because he's surrounded by these forget-me-nots. And so this person feels a deep sense of attraction, or deep sense of love, I should say. It's not even necessarily attraction. It's a deep sense of love. And they're very sad that they didn't invest in that with you. And they're very sad because now they're facing the consequences of that. Here with the Ace of Cups, this is still their perspective of wishing for a new emotional start. The eyes are these heart eyes for you, wanting you to be the cup that they drink from, truly. But their dragonfly in the rim of the cup, you can see he's survived all sorts of obstacles down below as well. Even here, the praying mantis, which is a symbol of the divine feminine, having the ability to hurt me, having the ability to tear my head off if she doesn't like me. And so there's an aspect of them being really afraid to just shoot a shot in the past, and them having to suffer the consequences ever since. And I feel like there's been years since the beginning where you met this person to this point in the connection. Because now there's a lot of obstacles that they would have to overcome just to go back to an opportunity with you. And they're not even sure if it's possible without a huge amount of risk. They're not even sure if you feel the same way. They're just invested here in this connection. They're invested in how they feel about you in the present. And it's like they're counting down the time, like counting down the period of time between disconnect. It's like they feel like they're running out of time. And they feel like time has been it's like time is the warden here. We have the Two of Swords. They also really think about when they see you, especially if they're checking in on you, they are also very aware of the inability to commit for either one of you, perhaps for you or for them, this inability to commit. And they go back to this point in time, perhaps when the two of you went to school together or something, because there's an aspect of schooling here. They go back to this period of time when they perhaps made you feel like they weren't interested because they were passive, or they didn't act towards you when they should have. And they feel super insecure about those moments. They feel super insecure about those moments because they know that was their moment. That was their shot. And it's like they don't want to let you go. They don't want to let go of this dream. We have the Eight of Wands. What goes through their mind when they think and when they see pile number one? They get, in order to combat some of the lonely feelings that they have and some of the really strong emotional feelings that they have, their mind does trickle down to this desire to communicate with you, to bridging a gap. You may live very far from this person because they think about traveling to you, but there's also a physical pressure that builds under the surface to just express something real about the fire that they had for you. because all of these wands, they're coming in hot now. You know, they've been holding on to them for a while and they're getting too hot to handle. So it's like they want to spread it around. They want to have somebody else handle some of this heat for a while, because they really feel like, even if they've experienced growth in their life, they feel like they haven't experienced your type of growth. They haven't experienced an abundance cycle. And they wonder if you were their chance at that they've missed out now. And we have the Hanged Man. Back of the deck is the Hierophant. And we have the Devil. We have Taurus energy. We have Capricorn here, as well as Virgo. So very strong earth element to this person. To say that there may not be attachments in the present would be a lie, because I feel like there is an aspect of attachment for you, or perhaps for them. So take that as it resonates to your situation, because even that's a dynamic of the Seven of Pentacles, about you still influence this person to pause about what they have invested in and whether or not that has fulfilled. Because now that they've experienced what they know is not that fulfilling, and they've acknowledged that, then they can move through perhaps a cycle of detaching from that negative environment, and because that's what the Devil speaks of, is having to detach from something negative that's no longer good for me in order to execute change here. But they're also really feeling stuck. Their thoughts circulate to their addiction to you, and how they may have been making it quite a habit to keep tabs on you or to spy on you in some sort of way online. And that's becoming something that they're recognizing they need to heal from, or that they need to rest from. Because even the Four of Swords, it's like they're healing to rest, because there's still that spark that is lit. And they perhaps are recognizing now that that spark it's too hot to handle. The Divine Masculine is lit on fire when the Divine Feminine is only embers. And so the Death here is this person really thinking about what it would take to have a rebirth with you. It would take risk. It would take perhaps time, even further time. And it would take perhaps ending old cycles, and a lot of sacrifice in what we have invested in. This investment that they, again, feel like has limited their ability to create this change with you today. And so right now, what they're left with is this devastation, with this burden that they carry, and with the devastation because they don't know how to end the cycle completely. They're in a dark period, perhaps, when it comes to all of the thoughts surrounding you, because this Ten of Swords is devastation because of the burden that they carry, because it's like they want to include you in some of these thoughts. They want to include you in some of these truths that have hit them. We have here Dragon. Beware of self-delusion in the reversal, because they wonder if it's unrealistic for them to think that you feel the same way at this point. We have here Fair Man. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. That could describe your person. We have here March being significant. We have Nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And Tower, solid foundation, success with effort reversed. And that is, the Hierophant, the Seven of Pentacles, the investments that they've made, the investments perhaps that you have made as well. They're afraid of creating havoc for you. They see the potential, they feel the potential between the two of you, but they're also trying to protect other potentials at this time. So it's like they recognize that now may not be the time to take action, which is why even though they feel this intense feeling, they're still just surrendering to their position. They're turning their back on some of that emotion. They're trying to trying to secure themselves deeply inside there so that they can start that healing cycle. But it's like they are in a habit of watching you. So it's a difficult task for them to take on when it comes to this habitual way that they've created this loop for themselves, because it's like a part of their routine now that they would get up, they would check their phone, they would look and see what you're up to. We also have on the back of the deck dealings or relationship with a woman with dark hair, perhaps, on the back of that deck. What thoughts go through their mind when they see pile number 2, please? We have here simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Number 5. And we have here romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. They seem to be really regretful for not taking bigger steps towards you. It's like they're really regretful for not being kinder to you or not being more generous with you about how they truly felt in the past of this connection, because they feel like they left you feeling overlooked. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. So there's an aspect of online energy here with the world, and any sort of hesitation or any blockage or any obstacle that is in the way, Spirit says it's all about a system of semantics. Even if we have, other third parties, even if we have fear, it all trickles down to the same emotion. And when we shift our focus back to love, we strip the power away from that fear cycle. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 2, please? We have here engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. They think about their commitments. They think about wanting to spend more time with you. But there's family issues here, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, but it feels like less of forgiveness for the past generation and more about today's obstacles, today's impediments in this connection, because they are still attracted to you. And they're fueling that attraction through this constant sort of, I want to call it voyeurism, this constant voyeurism when it comes to you, always looking for you online, perhaps. It's like they're aware of your cycle. They're aware of what you've been up to, which is why they don't want to create havoc in your cycle. We have thinking of you, a loving thought and serendipity. And the fact is that they're always thinking about you, whether they're seeing you or not. Whether they're seeing you or not, they're on their mind consistently here. They consider you the goddess of creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. It's number 7. And we have the 7 of Pentacles right in the center of your reading, because I do feel this aspect of them emotionally pulled in different directions when it comes to you. And knowing that they have to take some sort of action in order to gain clarity. They have to either rise above the connection, rise above the addiction that they have towards you, or include you in that healing process to rise above the dissatisfaction that they're feeling in the present realm. Let's pull some message cards here and see what goes through their mind when they see pile number 2, please. There is someone else. And we have maybe. So it's like, because there's someone else, we may not be able to take any sort of action at this time. But they also don't want to take away the hope that they have when it comes to this connection, when it comes to the future. They know that if they give in to their desires for you, it would be a very selfish act, and they would be acting very impulsively towards this connection. Because they don't want, especially if you're in a new cycle, they don't want to create havoc for you. And they're waiting for you. So you may be the one in a different... This is perhaps why this came out reversed. Maybe they're not in a new cycle. Maybe they're watching you and you're in a new cycle, because they're hoping that you'll reach out to them so that they won't have to. Because they're worried about causing disruption. They're worried about other people's opinions weighing down the situation. And because of that in their environment, they're like, I'm going to be passive. We have yeah, nah on the back of the deck. I'm going to be passive when it comes to this attraction, to this opportunity. I know that I messed up everything in this connection, and they are kicking themselves. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 2, please? I look for you wherever I go. Oh, it's like they're seeking you out. They're seeking you out. It's almost like they think about you so much they think you're just going to be conjured up wherever they go. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. But I left when I saw you with someone. I feel like it's really painful. It's like they put themselves through unnecessary pain by focusing on who has you in their life. It was my fault, but I blamed you. So they went through a bit of a victim cycle here, and I bury myself in work just to forget you. So if this is a work connection, I wasn't getting a huge sense of that, but if this is a work connection, they're watching you in that environment. But I do feel on a whole that this could be a disconnected cycle where they are trying to keep tabs on you in whatever way they possibly can. What goes through their mind? Whoops. On the floor. It is The Golden Mirror, self-absorbed, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So they may feel like it is one-sided, or they left you with the impression. I feel like they left you with the impression that it was one-sided, that they didn't care, and now they're kicking themselves. We have heart with a key. If they were keeping secrets, their secret is in their heart space now. Welcoming love, meeting the one, wanting to get together because they feel like this connection would be the perfect opportunity for them. And we have mirroring each other. Relationship reflects our wounds and introspection. So they're very introspective when it comes to you. There could be mirrored situations as far as the practical elements between the two of you, perhaps investments in marriage or commitments, for instance. We also have here on the back of the deck, I like you. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting and wanting to date. Ultimately, I feel like that's where it was left in the past of this connection. And they are really kicking themselves because it was a flirtation that should have been blooming into so much more, so much opportunity in this connection in the past. And now they're really kicking themselves because of that home that could have been built. But now they could be dealing with a different home, with a different sort of partner in investment. And so perhaps there's the Tower. Yeah, they're worried about upheaval and permanent change here, but they are still holding space for this connection. They feel like there's a lot going on in their life right now where they're juggling quite a bit. Perhaps you are as well, which is why they don't have the ability to commit to change today. But they're watching you online. They're very aware of what's going on in your life because of what you're posting, perhaps. And even if they do have other responsibilities, they still seem to spend too much time focused on what's going on in your world at this time. We have a little purple flower. I think about royalty when I see the color purple. I think about liberation. We have here the Degas Ruin, powerfully overcoming forces. The Dawn Ruin. We have Aquarius. We also have here the Hermit Shell. I think about Virgo. And I choose strength, Leo energy in the bull with the loyalty here with the dog. It's like a loyal friend with the dog. It says here weakness is a choice, and it says I choose strength. And so right now they're teetering between those two realities. That's why the Two of Pentacles is here. The Two of Wands, it's like I can't decide, I can't choose. I know that weakness is a choice. I want to choose strength, but going out on this limb and planting that seed is a risk. And that's why the squirrel is out on the limb here. We have the yin yang, so somebody who feels like they are connected to you spiritually. We also have here the red, white, and blue eagle, and so it's reversed, the lack of bravery. We have the yin yang twice, and we also have a dime from 2014, and I think about October and the 10th of any month, so Libra energy. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And if you do take the time to comment, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But please come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you guys have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the piece of coal, or to this tarot deck. I believe it's the Muse Tarot, and this is your reading. What goes through their mind when they think about you? Or I'm sorry, when they see you, And if they don't see you, what does go through their mind when they do think about you? You were drawn to the piece of refined coal. This is a piece of coal that my grandmother gave me. I never met my grandfather, but he used to work in a coal mine, and she gave me this piece of coal. So I love this piece of coal. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you were drawn to that, you have a special place in my heart because it's a very special piece for me. So today we are looking at what goes through their mind when they see you. So what goes through their mind when they see pile number 3? What is the current dynamic that they are experiencing with this person? We have the Six of Wands. Through their mind when they see pile number 3. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. The Nine of Swords. We have the Six of Swords reversed. Back of the deck is the 20, the Awakening, and we have the Sun. So there's an aspect with this pile for you, pile 3, that includes them watching you in your environment. So you may work with this person. They could be currently watching you. This could just be an online sort of aspect of them watching you as well. So let's clarify this message. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 3? They definitely don't act upon how they truly feel in that moment. We have the 4 of Pentacles. So if they are physically seeing you, again, in a workplace environment, they wear heavy, heavy masks. They act unbothered, perhaps. Perhaps they even ignore you in that environment because there's this feeling about you causing a lot of deep insecurity, but then becoming really good at putting a mask on to avoid that. To be honest with you, as soon as the 6 of Wands came up, there's this huge aspect of a stargazing. You know, I think about old Hollywood, and they'd sit around those mirrors that had all of the lights around it to highlight the star. And so it's like you are unattainable, you are out of their league in some sort of way. And they can't act towards you the way that they want because of their commitments, their investments. Again, there could be third party here, but this could also be a work connection because I'm feeling a real sense of I can't say how I truly feel, or I can't act how I really want to act because of the environment that we're in. And I'm afraid of approaching you. You make this person exceptionally nervous. What goes through their mind when they see you? Like they get really nervous. Maybe they fall over their words, or they faint over their words a little bit because it's like they can't seem to get out what they want to say. There's like so much inside of them that they wish that they could express in that moment, but they feel like they can't. Yeah, there's the Knight of Swords. Because what will be the consequences if they just blurt out how they truly feel? I feel like they feel like they put their foot in their mouth around you a couple of times in the past as well, if they've communicated with you or around you. Sometimes this person might overcompensate by being like, it's like they overshare when you make them nervous. So when they see you, they get exceptionally nervous, and they might talk too much. Sometimes they might hold back, but sometimes they hold back because in the past they've talked too much and they feel like they've overshared and made themselves look stupid or something. Because they're afraid of the consequences of acting upon how they truly feel in that moment. So they just don't. They sit and they adjust themselves. They adjust their crown a little bit. It's like they're trying to learn more about you, even presently. They still want to learn more about you. And that's why they watch you so intently. Because I feel like they watch you a lot. This 9 of Swords, again, if you're working with this person, they're always they have their focus on you, whether you realize it or not. They may be very good at kind of putting you in their peripheral, so they don't have to make it obvious that they're watching you, but they're watching you all of the time. You make them nervous all the time. And it's this emotion that's keeping them back, holding them back from expressing themselves. But the truth is, nothing is actually holding them back. They could step towards you whenever they wanted to, but it's like you are unattainable to them. I'm getting Aquarius energy. It's like you're unattainable to them. It's like you're way out of their league, or there's no way in their perspective that you would ever like them back. You may be unattainable because of your position as well. I'm even just looking at her. This is the Awakening card, the Judgment card, but she looks like a beautiful star, doesn't she? And we have the Lovers. Now, as soon as I saw the Sun and I looked down at her sacral chakra area, I heard belly fire. And so they're being very passive about revealing anything to you until they gain enough belly fire, until they gain enough force or strength to be able to express something to you. We have the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. This person, when they see you in their environment that they know you from, they are frustrated a lot. They're very frustrated a lot because all of these wands are representing a spark, a passion, a thought towards you that they haven't had the courage to put anywhere. And so they're feeling the weight of it. There's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder too, because I feel like they get jealous surrounding you. They don't have a right to, but they get a little bit jealous because ultimately this person wants to be in a relationship, but they just don't feel like they're good enough. They could be waiting for a sign from the Aquarius energy, from the Queen of Swords here, to reveal something about whether it's mutual, because they're really afraid or intimidated. Now, if they are a part of a karmic situation or there are other obstacles in here, like other people, that could be impeding movement as well. But as far as their true emotions and what they're experiencing when they see you, they are experiencing a lot of doubt and a lot of fear. But it's a lot of a lot, you know? It's like they feel a lot of things because of the intensity of the attraction. They are being passive towards you, but that doesn't mean, it's like you have to look beyond immediate appearances, because even though they're passive towards you and very good at perhaps putting on those masks, the truth is that there's a deep sense of attraction and fire that exists here. And they want things to be different. But if they want things to be different, Spirit says they have to find the force behind this Knight of Wands to execute the change. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 3, please? We have here bear, danger, especially in money matters. When I see the bear, I think of the Queen of Swords. And I think about holding boundaries and holding our ground. It's like they're afraid to take action because they're afraid to create havoc in the environments that they've invested in, whether it be work, whether it be at home. We have don't be afraid or don't be tempted to lower your standards. And this is coming from the Divine Feminine. So they're afraid that they're way below your standards. They're afraid that they're not in your league at all. We have here crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. And they're really thinking about what it would take to create a relationship with you. They perhaps are hoping for a little bit of help when it comes to clarity in this connection in the future when it comes to the Six of Swords. So I just heard like a bridge over covered waters. We have psychic ability and trusting your intuition, but they don't trust their intuition. That's the problem. They're afraid of that permanent change. It says here, control your anger, you'll be sorry, but it's the lightning bolt. And I think about the Tower, and I think about epiphanies and bringing our truth to the light. If there are other people involved with the Lover's energy and there's a choice between parties, they don't want to create havoc for you. And there's this aspect about, so somebody entering your life, a chair filled. This is what they hope for you and this connection. They do want a relationship in a perfect world. But this could also indicate that there's already too many cooks, so to speak, in the kitchen. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 3, please? You deserve love reversed. They are so self-deprecating. They are so insecure when it comes to you. You are this star. You're way up on a pedestal, and they put themselves way down here as the Page of Swords, as the Knight of Swords. We have here deception. Someone is wearing a false mask, so they delude, they gaslight when they are around you as well. And there's an aspect of unrequited love. And it was reversed. I feel like this is not unrequited. I feel like they don't understand that you're attracted to. They don't understand that you're attracted to, or they can't wrap their heads around why you would be, because they feel so sort of low about themselves. They don't have a very high opinion, or they could just perceive a lot of challenges are in the way. What goes through their mind when they see pile 3, please? You have here practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. I can't even read that with my eyes. Number 15. Because it's almost an obsessive energy of them watching you at this point. And truthfully, it's like I feel like this is a really, this is a good person, but they don't practice compassion towards themselves. They're a worrier. We have here back to what you love, reevaluate your desires. And back of the deck says, be supportive reversed. I really feel like this person, when they see you, they don't feel like it's mutual. They are afraid to take action because they do not feel like it's mutual, and they are afraid of the consequences of coming towards you with some of their truth. I feel like it is mutual, though. That's the problem, is that this person doesn't see things clearly because they feel like you're this dream or this epitome of a dream that they can't access. Fulfillment, harmony, and protection. And this 9 of Hearts reminds me a lot of the 9 of Cups. It's like something so close yet so far away. It's something I wish upon, something I hope for. Then we have lost loves. It says surrender, healing, and release. Number 35, I think of work elements. But I also think about somebody who feels like it's too late, or they met the right person at the wrong time, or there's just too many obstacles in the way. And we will fuel all of the obstacles, or the struggles. We'll give ourselves reasons why we are going to let those obstacles beat us. And we do that because ultimately we have the force to create change, but it might tempt us to take risks. It might tempt us to face upheaval and change that we can't go back from. Back of the deck is Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. And ultimately, that is you. It's like they dream about you. They're suppressing their feelings for you. They're not sharing it with other people or with you at this time. Even though their intuition may be pulling them or pushing them to take some sort of action, it's like you feel like just a dream. Let's get some message cards here. What goes through their mind when they see pile number 3, please? When they see pile number 3, what goes through their mind? Something is holding me back. Something in this situation is holding me back. Something, someone, some fear. It says, I'm letting go of the past reversed. And I miss you regardless of how things look on the outside. And this card really speaks to sort of how they treat you in that environment as well, the masks that they wear, that regardless of how things appear on the outside, there is something below the surface that they're hiding. Because I am forever yours, and they feel that connection. The Lovers is not just a physical attraction. It's somebody who perhaps feels that physical attraction, of course, because they put you up on that pedestal, but it goes beyond that physical connection. We have here, but I'm losing hope because they're letting overthinking and worry take hold of them. I knew the first moment that I saw you, and I replay everything that happened in my mind. And that's the Nine of Swords. This person ruminates about you. When they see you in the environment that they know you from, even if they're watching you online, they are fueling this cycle that they put themselves in when it comes to this connection. And they don't feel like they can create any solutions. It says, I've made my bed, now I have to lie in it. And we have the Six of Swords reversed here, which is somebody who is feeling like there's no closure and feeling that they need help to gain that closure. But right now they don't feel like they have any access to you, or they don't feel like there is hope in this connection because they're fueling all of this negative expectation, which is just honestly highlighting their fear of the unknown in this connection. We have my nerves have been getting the best of me. Nine of Swords. You make this person so nervous. Like I feel like my stomach's in a knot. I've thought about spending time with my family and I. I've thought about you spending time with my family and I. It's like they've spent enough time thinking about you that they've come up with all sorts of scenarios about how things could work or how things won't work. I've thought about surprising you with a date. And it's interesting, we're talking about what goes through their mind when they see you, and all of these thoughts are flying out. They think about you spending time with their family and loved ones. They think about surprising you with a date, just popping out of the blue, and what your reaction would be. I do think about the future as well. When I do, I think about you being there with me. It almost feels like they wish that you would say something or express something to them to give them a clue of your feelings as well. I reminisce a lot about the time spent with you as well. And ultimately it says, I've been astral projecting to you. I do feel like they have been dreaming about you. And so these fantasies are not just during the day. These thoughts are not just when they're seeing you, but they're starting to bleed into the night and into the dream realm as well. What goes through their mind, please, when they see pile number 3? Wanting to go out on a date, wanting to plan a date, wanting to ask you out. They've thought about surprising you. I feel like even though there's this desire to have new beginnings, they are really holding on. They're trying to find the strength. It does feel like they need a little bit of a boost or a helping hand when it comes to clarity between the two of you. We have passion. They think about the insane chemistry and wondering if you guys like each other equally. They're not convinced that you do. but they really have insane chemistry with you. And we have Hammer, says sabotage, rebuilding, repetitive, persistence, working on it. This reminds me of the work realm, but it's also about the cycle that they go into where they start to think about surprising you. They think about the passion, and then that passion, that feeling starts to build a pressure for them to act upon it. But then ultimately they self-sabotage by going back to the drawing board here. We have a sword and a rose, clarity, truth, power, and protection. I think about the Queen of Swords often with the sword and a rose card. So they could be waiting for an air element. If you're an Aquarius, a Libra, a Gemini, they could be waiting for you to say something or to give them some sort of indication about how you feel about the connection. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. The very last thought they had. Here's the King of Swords reversed. They may have acted like intentionally kind of cold towards you the last time you saw them. It's like they intentionally pulled back a little bit. Six of Wands, yeah, intentionally put masks on because they themselves were feeling overlooked. So the last time they saw you, they perhaps felt like you ignored them or you didn't give them the attention that they hoped for. So they acted in kind. They mirrored that energy, and they may have acted a little bit standoffish towards you a little, or avoided you. They were definitely wearing heavy masks the last time that they saw you. And now they've been thinking about that, about how helpless they felt in that moment. They're kind of going through this cycle of worry that they obviously have put themselves into the habit of performing this thought cycle of you. They were thinking about the last time the two of you interacted together. So we have the dream, and we have B and T. They could be initials here. We have dream. This person dreams about you. And I just heard that song, when I want you in my arms, all I have to do is dream. We have the Tower falling. Somebody who's afraid of permanent change. Somebody who's afraid to create havoc if there are other people involved, for instance. But they're just afraid of being seen, too. We have the Shovel. Someone who digs themselves a deeper pit because they don't take action today. Someone who's afraid that they're too late. And that observance of feeling like they're too late it's like they're giving themselves the permission to procrastinate further, because this is from Alice in Wonderland with the Judgment energy. And we have the Judgment, which is a call to action to rebalance energy so we can have new beginnings. And they're feeling pushed to do that, but they're struggling. It's like they're stuck here at this precipice. We have the Queen of Swords with the little owl, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We have the 4-leaf clover for good luck and a wrench in our plans. We have thou shalt make graven images, and that's definitely what they've done for you. They've put you up on this pedestal of importance, and that's quite a high pedestal, to be honest. We have the leaf of change. We also have a little fawn. I think of innocence. I think of children. We have the Cupid's arrow coming in out of the blue. All right, pile 2 or pile 3. That's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below in the comments section for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell as well so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner. You can check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, or for Instagram, where I sometimes offer a chance to win a free mini read. And I will be doing that this month, in the month of December, to honor the holiday season. So be sure to check me out on Instagram as well. But I hope that you come back here and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.